all right. So we are going to be starting with Scorpio today for the Scorpio new moon. This is going to be good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Scorpio. So either one of those, this will apply to you. And let's go ahead and get started with the first thing coming up. We have the Daughter of Pentacles, and I'm showing this to two different cameras, so sorry about that. And this is really about like coming out of the darkness, it really looks like, because the contrast between colors is really what's communicating in this card. So it's all about kind of getting your bearings. I think this is a little bit about you coming back to life in many regards. So this looks good. It's kind of like that wake up where we're really shining a light on all the things that have been asleep or that have been dormant for you. And so that is what's shifting during this new moon. It's like that waking up after a long nap. And then we have the star. So if you can see that. And the star is all about like things are really working out for you behind the scenes. And so this looks like it's just bringing you luck. Like that's not something that I emphasize often, but it just looks like there's a lot of blessings coming up for you. And the more faith you have in what you can't see right now, the better off you're going to be. That's the other thing with the star, is all about trust. And then the oracle card for you today is permission. Okay, the yes you seek is inside of you. Be willing to see a pathway to your dream. Picture the gratitude of your future self for taking the leap. Again, trust, trust, trust. And I think that's what you're waking up to. This almost looks like a huge spiritual awakening in many regards. So that's what I have popping up with the permission card, because it starts internal. And that's one of the things, the more you work internally, the more you see it externally. And so that's what you can work with during this new moon. All right, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. What's coming up for you? We have the Four of Pentacles, so feeling a bit... this actually is reading as fatigue a little bit, like needing to hold back or pull yourself back. Where is your energy going? That's a question that I always recommend people keep in mind, just because it's so important to know where your energy is going and if you need to clean anything up. So reel it in a little bit during this new moon. It also might make you feel a little bit sleepy if you're super sensitive to the moon. So just honor whatever it is that's going on in your body. And then we have the Five of Wands. So this is that conflict and friction, needing to problem solve. And really how you're going to solve this problem is through where your energy is going. That's the solution, is to ask yourself that question and then go from there. So if you are... investing heavily into something, then figure out if there's any hiccups or speed bumps that are happening as a result of where you're putting your time, where you're putting your resources, where you're putting your energetic currency, and that is going to help give you some answers. And then the oracle card for you is Ask. Okay, requesting aid takes courage. Verbalize your need for support. Give someone the gift of being an important part of your hero's journey, and delegate it to your guides. Communication and asking for things isn't just about asking people. It's also about asking something bigger than yourself, whether it be God, divine source, a guide, you know, maybe someone who's passed away that you're close to, even though they're on the astral plane. Ask away. There's no harm in asking. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so we have the star making an appearance again. I think this is going to be a really nice new moon. It's just that reassuring warmth, and usually Scorpio energy is about unearthing, and there's some liberation here for you through that process of whatever it is you're unearthing, whatever it is you're bringing to the surface, whatever it is that you've been releasing, especially during this last cycle of the moon and during Scorpio season. It's kind of like the rewards are really significant through that. And then we also have the Prince of Cups. I think you're more emotionally receptive. Okay, so sometimes Capricorn practicality can almost be cold or interpreted that way. And so it seems like you're a little bit more open to the emotional piece of it as well. It's not just about rationality and practicality and getting things done. There's so much more than just what you're able to accomplish and what you're able to, you know, work your way through. So this is you looking at the bigger picture and being open to everything that's coming up with that. The oracle card for you is Refine. Okay, so a tweak is needed. Don't start over just yet. Consider partnering with a gifted editor or mentor. A new level of mastery is calling you. Okay, and this is, I'm getting that the consulting piece is really important for you because it's, you know, Capricorn is such a nice get things done energy, but sometimes the details can slip through your fingers. And so the more consulting and receptive you are to feedback, that's what's going to help you refine the things that you're working through, whether it be emotional, professional, educational. And so just consult, consult, consult. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello, hello, hello to all of my Aquarius friends. First thing coming up for you with this moon is the Four of Swords. This is more sleepy energy, kind of what Sagittarius had. Rest, and I'm getting it because of this sixth chakra reference. Make sure you are getting plenty of downtime to meditate, take really good care of yourself, just nourish all of the things that might feel depleted. I think that because this is such an emotional time and all of the stuff that's been buried wants a way to come to the surface. As a result of that, it's something that Aquarians might be really uncomfortable with. It's like, you know, rather, it's almost like you would rather distance yourself from all of that. But it's a good energy to just slow down and process. And as you do that, it's going to make things a lot easier. And then we also have the King of Wands. You're going to get your energy back, but it's kind of like that principle. You want to slow down to speed up. And that's what you can do to help yourself with this moon. Go slower. Like going slower doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean that it's a bad move. It's just that you want to be strategic with how you're processing and being really mindful about burning out and burning the candle at both ends. And then the oracle card is play. Make it a game. Ask your inner child. Your turn things upside down to get a new perspective. So this is where the King of Wands is really nice energy to run, because this is able to put you in a position where you can really see what adjustments you need to make, and just incorporating play into that and being curious is better than trying to have all the answers right away. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First thing coming up for you with this moon, Seven of Pentacles, and this actually looks like order. This looks like a really structured time. I think that maybe the Scorpio new moon is kind of highlighting where you're missing some structure in your life, because the challenge with Pisces is just being overly fluid or being overly nebulous, kind of having too much of that Neptune energy. And so you kind of want to balance that out by creating boundaries for yourself. And Scorpio is really gifted at that, because Scorpio is about control. It's about, you know, kind of synthesizing things and fixating on what it is that you're going to pursue. And that's energy that's really helping balance things out for you. And then you have Justice. Again, it's all about balance. It's not about, you know, swinging the pendulum from one side to the other. It's about integration. So just think about things in terms of, what do I need more of? What am I lacking? What am I doing too much of? Ask those questions, and then the solutions are going to appear just through kind of analyzing what is not in your life. You can figure out the what is, and then you want to counter it with what is not. And the oracle card for you is incorporate. How funny that this is coming up for you. Weave in an unusual element. Bring all of your gifts together under one umbrella and legitimize the endeavor. Okay, weaving all of it in. Get serious. And this is a good time for you to get focused. Capitalize on the fixed energy that's in the sky right now and use it to pursue something or create some small elements of structure in your life. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, we have Mother of Pentacles. This is going to be a really focused moon, because again, you have that fixed energy with Scorpio, but it just looks like it's kind of giving you some extra oomph, some extra push to get your goals moving forward, because this is the queen of career, the queen of getting things done, the queen of ambition. And this is on your side. So it just looks like this is going to help propel you forward with whatever endeavors you're working through right now. And then we also have the Eight of Swords. Check limiting beliefs. That's one of the things that can really put a damper on moving forward. Self-doubt, fear, worry, you know, any anxiety or fear pictures that you have coming up. That's gonna really limit this. So it's kind of that push and pull, knowing what you want, but almost being worried or stressed about it can come up. Having some perfectionism issues can also be coming up. So it's kind of like you're not really being yourself. Like, that's what this moon is showing you, is that part that's unseen. And then the oracle card is Obsession. Not that difficult for Aries, but more so with the Scorpio energy. Notice what pulls you forward with great intensity. Evaluate your priorities before charging in with real force. Check in with your unconscious passion. Does it support you? And that's what this is. That's why you have the Eight of Swords coming up, is it's asking you to check yourself. Really see what's going on, because if you're trying to start something, if you're moving forward, if you're making a change and you're not certain, then that's going to bite you later. So find your focus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First thing coming up for you is the Hierophant. Perfect for Taurus. It's all about structure. And the structure that's popping up is it has to do with boundaries, but I think that, you know, the idea of structure has come up for quite a few signs. And so for you, it's about vocalizing them, because you can see it looks like this crow is like cawing, basically. And so it's about expressing them. It's not just about knowing them. There's a difference between knowing your boundaries and executing, and actually setting them and communicating them. So that's what you are doing here with this new moon. It's giving you opportunities to communicate your limits and your boundaries. Whoops. And then we have the Strength card popping up. So you kind of have that passion, that intensity that you need to make that happen. And so this is a really nice combo, because it's like strength to express yourself, strength to make a change, strength to challenge yourself and do things that you haven't done before. Taurus energy sometimes takes a long time. It can be very slow to build, and it needs a lot of things to be in order before it can move forward. But it looks like you're kind of gaining a lot of confidence with this moon. And then we have co-creation. Let go of competition. Relax ideas of perfection. Embrace playmates. Let the expression of your gifts create opportunities for others. Okay, so the more structure, the more execution you have during this moon, the more opportunities you're going to see come up. And it seems like you're just being rewarded for challenging yourself and being willing to co-create with people. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's going on with you. The Hermit. A little bit more reserved. This is all Scorpio energy, even though this is the card of Virgo. This is such a Scorpio card, the way it's depicted, because Scorpios will kind of pop out and then retreat. And so I think that's the facet of this energy that you're really working with during this moon. You might feel that you need a break, or you need to retreat and pull yourself back and integrate some of the information that you've been learning. And that's okay. The Hermit is a time to find your light and, you know, focus on what it is that you can improve, what it is that you can change, what it is that you can do to increase your quality of life, or take a new approach. So the introspection is on your side with this moon. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Definitely some fear popping up. So it's scary. Making changes and doing things differently is concerning. Of course, it's going to bring up, you know, some of the things that you didn't really want to see, or maybe it was kind of inconvenient timing. Like, ugh, now this is coming up. Well, let me sit with this for a moment. And while I know that a lot of Geminis are, how should I say, they process verbally, right? That this is something that you may want to contemplate. The one word of advice that I would give is just to make sure that you are staying in your body, that you're doing things that are going to keep your chi balanced, rather than it just being an overly cerebral time. If you're able to kind of stay grounded, that's going to help you integrate the information better and confront some of the fears, rather than get lost in a rabbit hole. And then we have expansion. More of your higher self is calling for expression. Your capacity is growing, the horizon beckons. And that is what this time period is allowing you to do. Confronting whatever the Nine of Swords is in your life is enabling you to just move forward in stride. But I think this is an important period for contemplation, and that's how you're going to expand. But it seems like if you don't slow down for just a moment and recalibrate yourself, it's going to be a little bit harder to identify if you're acting and pursuing things that are really in alignment with you. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for you. We have Daughter of Cups. I'm actually seeing this as being an easy new moon for you to deal with. And the reason being is that when you're looking at this duck or goose or whatever bird it is, it's floating on top of the water. So that's kind of what you're able to do with this moon, is just riding the waves of it rather than getting sucked under in everything. So it's just kind of like you're bobbing on top, but it's not knocking you off course at all. You're just able to kind of ebb and flow with it. This is really comfortable energy for you to work with, because Cancer is already super in tune with the emotions that are at work and that are happening inside your body. So it's way easier for you to deal with this than other signs. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. There you go. Mastery over this. It's like you've got it in the bag. It's super, super relaxed for you. Even if you get sensitive during the moon, it's not even, it doesn't even phase you. Like, it's just something where it's like, yeah, this is how I am. No big deal. You can just kind of roll with it. So, you know, this would be a lot different from like Aquarian energy that wants to distance themselves from that. You know, this is much easier for you to manage than some of the other signs that are more cerebral and less emotional. So this is definitely giving you a break. And then we have Initiate. Just get started. A beginning only takes a moment. Assign yourself the title now. Choose to align with the joyful discovery that awaits you on the journey ahead. Okay, so it's kind of a good time to take action, because it's you're getting a break. So if there's something that you want to do, you can use that to your advantage now. The new moon is on the 7th. So what would that be? Wednesday, I think. All right, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First thing popping up for you is the Three of Swords. No surprise here with the Scorpio moon. You know, that's kind of like the, yep, let it come up. Let it come up. Look it in the face. Just see it for what it is. So that is, this is going to shift. You don't have to worry. I'm also reading that this is internal. This is not something that is happening in the external. So that's also a gift that is happening, is you have the opportunity to release all of this and clear it out of your space. And the best thing that you can do is just be really compassionate with yourself. And then we have the Four of Wands. So spend some time at home, take really good care of yourself, be around people and environments that are really nurturing to you. And so it's kind of like you can find comfort wherever you're at. You're not in a position where you're stuck with all this trauma. No, no, no. These things are fluid, they shift. That's what Scorpios are here to support us with. That's what the Scorpio new moon is helping you to do, is work through all of this and find a way into deeper, more stable comfort and confidence with all of the things that you're experiencing. And the Oracle card is Generative. All right, create an environment conducive to productivity. There you go, all about environment with the Four of Wands. Keep going, even if you're feeling bored with your creation or sick of the emotions that you're dealing with. Like all masters, you will evolve yourself through the work. Man, oh man. These cards are on point every time. So this is just really drilling this message home that you're going to work through this and master. It's not something that you're stuck with. This is shifting. So allow yourself to trust yourself with this. Things don't come up if you're not able to handle them or see them through. And so you can trust yourself. You can trust your feelings. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello, hello to all of my Virgo friends. Let's see what's coming up. Ace of Wands. It looks like you have a whole bunch of energy come up, and it might be after the new moon, just in case this one makes you a little bit sleepy. It's just kind of like that that wake up, like, yes, I am here, I am vibrant, I have the things that I need in order to move forward. So you have a lot of power with this moon. And then you also have King of Cups. So the emotional elements of this moon are really helping you to gain a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper sense of mastery within your emotional states. And so that's kind of where you have confidence with this. And that's going to help you integrate like your practical grounded side with your emotional side. They're actually woven together with this moon. And then the oracle card for you is consistency. Hold space for a sustainable vision, find supportive rituals, attract co-creators through the power and devotion of your enduring action. Persistence is required. So this is not the time to throw in the towel. It's time to use your energy to be consistent, to move towards the things that you want. All right. And last but not least, we have Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You have the Five of Wands. So this just looks like you're feeling a little bit discombobulated, like this energy is just kind of confusing. And a lot of it is because it's bringing you from your mind into your body, into the emotional side of things, and that's where it feels super scattered for you. So it's like, well, how does all of this work together? Like there might be some issues synthesizing whatever it is that you have coming up, but you know, let yourself kind of roll with the punches and see what you can make happen. And then we also have the Ace of Coins. So this actually looks like your internal state of ambition. Like there might be something that you really want to do, or a place you really want to go, or something you really want to get started. But I think that it just doesn't feel quite right. You're going to need to be patient with yourself in this instance. And I know that sometimes the Libra energy can be overly needing everything to be super balanced or just right before you can move forward with it. But this is something where it's more about you kind of picking up the pieces for yourself internally, and then you're going to be able to initiate wherever you want your energy to go. And the oracle card for you is community. Say it aloud to people you trust. Seek out like-minded, like-spirited collaborators. Rally the support of your network. Abandon pride to receive the gift of connection. Okay, so this is, I think that support from friends is going to be the best bet. And the more you do that, the easier time you're going to have with the Five of Wands energy. I like this card a lot. This is one of my favorites to work with because this is how you problem solve. But I think this is more of how do I integrate the emotional, Scorpio energy, with the cerebral experience that I'm having, and that's you. Okay, so just be patient with yourself and be willing to look at things from different angles and ask for help. All right, so that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out my website. All of the links are updated in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. And until next time, have a lovely new moon, everybody. I wish you nothing but the absolute best. And until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.